Hey everyone, Shane Paxton here. Hope you had a great new year. I want to do this quick video real quick to go over a couple of things about SEO, getting ranked in search engines, and that sort of stuff, getting search engine traffic. Okay, now some of you may know this, what I'm going to be sharing with you. Some may not know really what goes on, but when I go out and I talk to my customers, and sometimes I'll ask, what is your main concern with, or what is your main goal with your websites, whether it be affiliate sites, whatever they have? Well, and the always answer is getting ranked in Google, and you get stuff every day. There's all kinds of software. You get stuff every day saying that, hey, you need to get ranked in Google, and this software will help you get ranked in Google. And now they're not lying to you, but there's more to the story than what you've been told. So what happens is you put a site up, you do the research, decide what niche you want to be in, you create a site, and immediately your entire focus goes into getting ranked on Google, and since Google is the largest search engine provider. But that it becomes your focus and your only focus. So how do you go about doing that? Since that's your focus, how do you go about getting ranked on the first few pages of Google's search results for keywords? Now, if I were to ask you, what do you think the number one determining factor that Google uses to determine where they're going to put you on their list of sites? So what would you say if I asked you what's the number one determining factor? Now, I've asked this before, and the number one answer that I've gotten back to that is content. Well, you'd be wrong. So no, content is not the number one determining factor where Google is going to place you on their list of sites. What do you think, if I were to ask what is the second determining factor, what's the second most used determining factor to get ranked in Google, for Google to list you in their sites? A lot of people will say and have said backlinks. Well, you'd be partially right, not completely right, but maybe just a little bit right. So backlinks, kind of, but not really. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, if it's not content, and everybody teaches you that content is what matters, and they're not entirely wrong. Good content is surely not going to hurt you, and you will need good content in the future. But that's not the determining factor that Google uses to determine if they're going to rank you below or above other sites. And if it's not backlinks, if it's not just backlinks, then what else is it? What else does Google use, or what is Google's number one determining factor when they're deciding where to place you on their list? It's popularity. Their number one determining factor, whether they're going to put you on their list, where they're going to put you on that list, is popularity. If they see that your site is popular, then they're going to put you in their results. Google can send their spiders out, and what you have to remember is that Google don't have a billion people working in their office that can go out and read content on every single site. There's just no way to do that, obviously. But let's say that they could. Let's say Joe Google says, hey, Sally, I need you to go read the content on this site so we can determine where we're going to put it at. And Sally says, well, what's the site about? And he says, football. And Sally's like, I don't like football. I don't want to read about football. Well, Sally's not going to give a really good report because she's not interested in it and she don't want to read it. So there's no way that they could send out real humans to read content on all the sites because they would be too biased. So obviously that's why algorithms are created, robots are created, because they're not biased. Those bots are designed to return specific results. Now those bots can go to your or visit your site and using an algorithm determine the basic the content makeup of your site. It can determine how much content, how much of it is probably unique content, but it really can't determine whether it's really great content, or if it would make a great movie or anything like that. It just can't do that. But what the spiders can tell Google is they can find out who is visiting this site. That bot can determine if the site is popular. Now, what does that mean? Well, the bots are looking for people that visit your site. Now, Google's they're not concerned if you have 20,000 visitors at this point. That's okay. They're not looking for that. But if they see that you've been working and you've got people visiting your site from StumbleUpon, Tumblr, or different Web 2.0 properties, if you've done some social work and you've got people interested in your site, that's what they're looking for. So if they see that there's people coming to your site and they know that you're not getting organic traffic from Google because they haven't ranked you in their site yet, then they will say, well, this site has a popularity index, you would say. Then it would, what's the possibilities for this site? There'd be a high possibility this would be popular for other people as well. So it's not merely backlinks. It's not merely posting some content on a Web 2.0 property. That's not the whole thing. That's part of it. But you need to be talking to people, sharing comments and things like that, where you're getting a few people gradually start visiting your site because you've shared something about your site, and this person also shared something about your site. If they see just a little bit of traffic coming to your site from those types of places, those types of social networking type places, blog places, things like that, that's how you get ranked in Google. Now, once you get ranked in Google, there's other things that they will start to expect of you. So what this means is when you put up a new site, you enter a new business or whatever, a niche site, affiliate site, whatever, you need to get Google out of your mind, okay? Just pretend that there is no Google. Google is gone. What you need to be focusing on are just a few sites at first. And those usually are Tumblr, StumbleUpon, your two or three big social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and a couple more. Those are the type of sites that you need to be getting traffic from. You need to be involved in something, going out and sharing content with people on there. That's where you need to start. So, Tumblr, StumbleUpon, YouTube. Okay, those places. YouTube is kind of at the bottom, but those places rank just kind of like search engines do. So those need to be your focus when you're first starting out. If you can get those, if you can get people coming to your site, and it doesn't have to be a whole bunch, if you can get some coming to your site from those types of websites, then you'll be on your way to getting ranked in Google. So that should be your focus and not Google itself. If Google sees your site as popular, then they're going to be more inclined to put it into their search results because it's obvious that people are wanting to view whatever content it is on your site. Now, you could launch a site. You could spend 3 months. Let's say you could spend 3 months getting the most fabulous, the best content, the most unique, unbelievable content, and after that 3 months, still not be any closer to being ranked in Google. Or you could put up a site, put up you could put it, just for an example, you could put up one page of maybe a paragraph of good content, something that draws, this is just an example, but draws attention, this something that people may want to read, just one page. And instead of spending 3 months right at first getting all the content, you can go out and start building your brand, start building the brand to your site, and then work on the content after you get people coming and reading that one page on your site. Now, there are a couple of other factors that really gets Google's attention, and that is how many people are clicking on a link that you have on Tumblr or StumbleUpon that has your keyword as anchor text. So if people are clicking on your main keyword on these different places to get to your site, that is another huge determining factor in getting Google's attention. And one of the best, or maybe even close to being the number one determining factor, is if someone were to go to Google, type in a specific keyword. Let's say that somebody read a comment about your site or read a snippet about your site on Tumblr, StumbleUpon, Facebook, or whatever. And let's say that person, let's say 2 weeks go by and that person remembers that and says, I want to go visit that site again, but he can't remember where it was. He can't remember exactly where he saw it at, but he does remember the basic topic, and he may even remember your keyword phrase. So what that person might do is go into Google, put that specific keyword phrase that you may have used it in an anchor text, and put that specific keyword and do a search in Google. Now, obviously, Google is not going to bring it up. It's not going to be on the first page. It's not going to be on that, but that person is not expecting it to. What that person is doing is it's actually going to search through page. He is going to search page after page after page after page until he finally finds your site. Okay? And what that happens is your site did get indexed by Google, but they didn't rank you high yet, but your site did get indexed by Google. So that person wanted to read your content enough where they were willing to go through page after page after page of Google search results to find your site. That gets Google's attention. Hey, this person just went through all that to get to this particular site. Now, what if somebody else does that same thing? Well, that really gets Google's attention. Now, they know that if you have people doing that, your site needs to be up there within the first couple of pages, because they don't want to make people have to go through page after page to find a site. They make money by giving that person the exact results they're looking for. And if your results are not in there and that customer of Google's is having to search through page after page after page, then they're giving that customer they're not giving the customer what they want. Okay. So they're going to take notice of that and move your site directly up into the first, second page. So they don't have to make these people. And if there's one, if there's two, if there's three, that's enough to get your site moving up into the search results. So to bring this kind of video to a close, when you first put up a site, remove Google from the equation. Don't worry about that. You need to be worrying about Tumblr, StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, maybe LiveJournal, and those types of properties. Okay, if you can be active in those types of properties, and you're getting people coming to your site from there. And remember, start out with one click from a visitor coming to your site. Okay, get one. If you can get one, you can get two. If you can get two, you can get three. Focus on those. And Google, that will take care of itself. They got to see that your site is popular. They got to see that people want to come and visit your site. Because if they're not going to rank you. Okay? If they're not going to rank the person that has all the best content in the world, if it don't have anybody coming to its site, why would Google want to put it up in their search results? It's not popular. It's not something that obviously people are not coming to, so they're not going to put it up there. You have to remember these things. There's a lot of things that go into determining what Google, how they place you in the search engines. And I'm not going to tell you I know every one, but Google is a business. They're in the business to make money. Knowing that, we can garner information from that. We can see Google as a business and what they have to do to get business. If you have a site that's popular, they want that site in their search results. It's business. It makes sense, and that's how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video. I hope this video was kind of enlightening, or you may already know this, but I hope it helps you in some way. Now, I am not a Google expert. I don't work at Google, so I am not the end-all be-all. Remember that, but also remember what I've talked about here, and we'll see you next time.